Welcome to the Legal Zone, your YouTube channel for legal information. I'm attorney Marcia Mignot, and today we're going to cover habeas corpus. Habeas corpus is a civil action that is filed by a detained individual in the state of Georgia and a person who is alleging that they are being unconstitutionally held in custody. These cases are usually filed under the circumstances where a person either pled guilty to an offense or the person was found guilty by a jury. A habeas corpus can be filed, and usually the grounds for filing can be for three major reasons. The first major reason is ineffective assistance of counsel. My attorney at trial was ineffective, they did not do their job, or the due process rights were violated. My due process rights were violated at trial. The judge did something that was inappropriate, or the prosecution and my trial did something that was inappropriate. Or in a situation where you've pled guilty, you can come back and argue that your plea was not voluntary. So it was an involuntary plea for whatever reason. You did not knowingly, willingly, or voluntarily make that plea. That could be based on numerous things, such as I was under the influence of medication, drugs, or some type of intoxicant that prevented me from understanding whatever was going on in the proceedings. At the time the judge was asking me questions, I was clueless as to what was going on. Those are the three major reasons why a habeas corpus is filed in a case. And a habeas corpus has to be petitioned. There are time restraints on filing habeas corpus appeals. There are civil lawsuits, and what it is an application is filed in the court, in the superior court or the probate court of the jurisdiction where the person is being detained. So if you've been convicted in one county but you're being held in another county, it is a petition that's filed against the warden or the individual that is holding you to bring your body to court so that the judge can determine if you're unconstitutionally being held. Habeas corpuses can be granted by the court if you provide evidence, and the burden before the court is going to be a preponderance of the evidence. So you have to show by the preponderance of the evidence that's presented at your habeas hearing before a court as to your grounds for granting a habeas and what you're alleging took place. And if you're able to prove by a preponderance of the evidence that you either involuntarily made that plea, or that your due process rights were violated at trial, or that your due process rights were violated at the plea hearing, or that your attorney, your defense attorney, was ineffective in their representation of you, and the ineffectiveness resulted in your constitutional rights being violated, your habeas corpus petition could be granted. If it is granted, the court can issue a ruling asking for your immediate release from custody, and that release would occur, and then you can fight your criminal proceedings if your prosecution decides to go forward with the underlying criminal case. So a habeas corpus being granted and the court determining that you're unconstitutionally held does not necessarily mean that you're immediately going to be set free and you will not be facing those exact same criminal charges that resulted in you being placed in custody in the first place. Filing a habeas can be reviewed by an attorney. Make sure that you contact an attorney in your jurisdiction to have them review your plea transcript or have them review your trial transcript, which can be determined from the review that you might have some habeas rights. Keep in mind that there are time restraints on those habeas appeals. The time restraint, if it's a misdemeanor conviction, is 1 year from the date of your conviction or from the date of your plea. And if it's a felony charge, you have 4 years from the date of your conviction or your plea, if your conviction was by a jury. Make sure that, once again, you consult an attorney in your jurisdiction so that you can comply with the laws of your jurisdiction or of your state to determine what your legal rights would be. Once again, if there's any questions you may have about anything that we provide here on Legal Zone, you make sure that you contact us, and we'll be sure to clarify or put up another video associated with clarification or answering any questions that you may have. Or if there's a special topic you want us to address here on our legal channel, just notify us and we'll be more than happy to do so. Once again, you're watching The Legal Zone. I'm attorney Marcia Mignot.